Good is not a thing you are, it's a thing you do.
Looking sharp, guys.
Assemble. Hello, I am Locke, and this is Maya, the channel where I forget to make videos due to spending 50 hours on Avengers since launch. This game, man. I'm literally out of words. And I am a guy known for having lots of words. Ever since I was a kid, I talked my ass out. But Avengers made me speechless. It's so rare for a game to have this much soul, and it actually sucks that I don't have much to work with here. It does have the occasional bug, even some game-breaking ones, some crashes occurred, like 4 in my 50 hours of gameplay to be more exact, and sometimes you gotta restart some missions. There's even this one specific online mission that doesn't quite work at all, and we tried like 5 times. But in my humble opinion, these are minor issues that pale in comparison with the amazing story mode, gameplay, and graphics of Marvel's Avengers. The story is really good. It's even better than Spider-Man for the PS4. It's like it's straight out of the comics. Every character feels just like you imagine they should be. But the real star here and the center character in this story is Kamala Khan, our young inhuman Miss Marvel. This is her origin story, and the story of how a young girl defied all odds and reunited Earth's mightiest heroes. Main villain of the game is AIM and MODOK, and it's also their origin stories. With the help of some great villains like Taskmaster and Abomination, AIM manages to control the world after the fall of the Avengers on A-Day. 5 years later, the crisis that liberated Terrigen gas all over San Francisco and wreaked havoc in the city, creating a huge batch of Inhumans, Marvel's alternative mutants, which rose to popularity in the years before Fox was bought by Disney. Because Wolverine couldn't come out to play if he wasn't in the MCU, you know? One of those Inhumans created is our very own Kamala Khan, who lives a double life between her duties at school and trying to overcome AIM's dominance over the world.
Right. Copy everything. Bless your inflated ego, Tony Stark.
After meeting Bruce Banner, the Hulk, and the abandoned Chimera helicarrier, they start reuniting the Avengers one by one, until the game ends in an amazing final battle scene that is as grand as anything you saw in most Avengers movies, except Endgame maybe, but we still have some years for that. This game is what they call games as a service. And some alarms ring instantly when we hear those words. And even though it's a full price $60 games, it will evolve with time. New campaigns will be added, new raids, events, scenarios and battles, much like Destiny and Diablo 3, but with a very unique gameplay loop to it. In Avengers base version, you have 6 characters to choose from, after the 10 to 15 hour campaign is over. Ms. Marvel, Black Widow, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and my personal favorite, Captain America. Every single character plays just like you imagine they should in their own personal games. I never thought that a multi-character game would be able to make its characters feel so different from each other. Ms. Marvel, or Kamala Khan, is very fast and hits far and wide with her stretching powers that are much like Mr. Fantastic's. Black Widow is very acrobatic and traditional. She plays just like Batman, or Nightwing to be more specific, from the Arkham series, especially with the grappling hook and her twin batons, making one large staff in her ultimate.
Intrusion makes it sound like we're the bad guys.
Noted, sir. Acquisition trip it is.
Iron Man is perfect. If you were bitching about Iron Man VR in the PS4, well, bitch no more. You are free to fly anywhere in the open or closed maps, as fast as the suit lets you go and soar high. Iron Man's mobility lets you... well, Bruce can say it better. On your way, like an eagle, fly as high as the sun. On your way, like an eagle, fly towards the sun. Iron Man's weaponry is also well varied. He can use 3 types of projectiles: repulsors, lasers, and rockets, and his specials includes the iconic Unibeam Chest Blast and the Hulkbuster. Iron Man is the complete package, and I wouldn't mind if they made a full game with just this one tree of skills from his. Thor is... well, he surely is the god of thunder here. His gameplay is very interesting, as he has the same mobility as Iron Man, but with the help of his iconic hammer, Mjolnir. He can pin down enemies to the ground with it, deliver some of the hardest blows in the whole game, cover himself in thunder and lightning to hit enemies in the whole area around him while he fights, and also count down the power of the Bifrost upon the enemies as his ultimate, which can either heal or make an area of effect damage over time. Thor is cocky, and that shows in the way he handles. His attacks are wide and careless, and every hit is as satisfying as the last.
Thor, thank you!
Stay down, help is on the way.
You're up, Bruce.
Hulk... well, Hulk smashes. Like, he's the dumbest character in the whole game, and you can even pick enemies up from the ground and use them as weapons to hit other enemies. Pull huge boulders and use them as projectiles and kick ass. Hulk is surely the heaviest hitter in the Earth's mightiest heroes team. He delivers gamma radiation bonus damage with most attacks and can easily rip big enemies with his special moves. And last, but certainly not least, Steve Rogers, our Captain America. These moves come from various comics and movies, with kicks from Civil War, punches straight from the Winter Soldier, and even his iconic catchphrases here. Cap can do this all day. Shield slashing is exciting. Hitting multiple enemies and then kicking the shield back to hit even more is even more fun than it sounds. His aerial combos, downward attacks, and combos in general are all what you would expect, but Cap has the worst mobility of all. While Iron Man and Thor fly away soaring the skies, Hulk jumps 30 miles per hour, Kamala stretch jumps, and Widow uses her grappling hook to go fast around the map, Cap runs and double jumps around. Never gets to catch up to his comrades, especially in the open world maps. But you gotta have some weaknesses. He has amazing combat skills in both melee and ranged areas, and some of the best lines in the whole game too. And my inner and outer nerd enjoyed playing Cap as much as I loved playing Spider-Man or Batman for the first times.
When I say that you are a sight for sore eyes.
Thanks, Jarvis. It's good to be back.
Now I really hope they add my other favorite heroes from the Marvel Universe soon, like Black Panther and Wolverine. But we'll see how long Square takes to feed this game with characters. We have Kate Bishop confirmed later this month, and Hawkeye, Clint Barton, will follow her. Weird choices, as both are basically the same thing, but beggars can't be choosers. Graphically, this game does its job really well. Some people dislike that they don't look like their movie counterparts, but this is not a movie game, it's really based more on the comics. And it looks and sounds like that. Every performance is amazing, with names like Nolan North and Troy Baker on the cast. Every dialogue is important and every facial expression and movement feels very natural. Even inside a suit of armor, these characters have more personality than in most games out there. Marvel's Avengers has great special effects in general. Beautiful and varied scenarios with realistic particle effects, fog, smoke, and explosions. This is a visually stunning game, and that leads to problem number 2, and not just on PC. It's a very heavy game to run. With my GTX 1080 and 8th gen i7, I can only run it on high. And don't take me wrong, it's pretty smooth. But come on man, it drops to 50 FPS here and there, but on weaker computers and base console versions, like the original PS4 and Xbox One, it just doesn't work. This game takes the word bad optimization to heart, and that is what takes some points out of it. Like, you have games like Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5 with amazing graphics. And I know Resident Evil 2 and 7 are located in like closed environments, but Devil May Cry has some large maps, so this is a matter of optimization, not of pure graphics. But unless you have like a 10-year-old PC, you are not gonna have problems with it. Like, it's still not ultra, but you're not getting ultra unless you have a 2080, and those are shit now with the 30 series coming, so don't buy a 20, wait for the 30s. And back to business. Talking about sound effects, man, those sounds, they bring those points right back up. When you listen to those songs, you just think that this might as well be an animated movie. So much love was put into it. And although it misses both iconic Avenger themes, Fighters 1 and the movie 1, that I can't play for copyright reasons, the game has its own personality and epic themes for every action scene. And those 2 Iron Man scenes that play heavy metal are really amazing too. But at the end of the day, what you're gonna hear the most are the punches, blows, lasers and repulsors. And all of them are unique and beautiful, especially the Mjolnir sounds. Gotta say, the hammer hits like something else. And after you blow through the amazing campaign, there's the endgame content, where you can do events, new story content, hero-specific missions, harm challenges, daily missions, and a whole plethora of different assignments, using your favorite Avengers in a 4-player multiplayer environment. Most of the main story missions can also be played cooperatively, but here is when the game pushes you to try multiplayer further, and to get better gear and higher power levels for your hero of choice, or all of them, if you can choose, like me. They plan a whole lot of content, like raids and more story missions for the months to come, but right now the game can already deliver about 80 hours of fun for most players, and much more if you're a true hardcore fan who wants to max out every character. The game has a microtransaction system that feels kind of out of place. The gems are a little expensive and they are only used to buy random upgrades and advances for your character challenge card. Later they will be used to buy the challenge pass for new characters, so they will become more useful. Although you can gain the in-game currency by playing the characters that come with the game, so there is a chance that you won't spend a dime more than the initial money you dumped into the game, the $60. Unless, of course, you decide to spend the currency on skins and stuff like that. But then it's on you, I think. Marvel's Avengers gets an 8 out of 10. The game is a masterpiece of the action genre, and the way they managed to treat each character as an individual being inside the game is actually commendable. Every skill tree is different and no one hits the same. Avengers made a great start, even with its issues. I recommend it to anyone, fans of the movies and comics alike. You really feel like you're playing something more than just a simple brawler. It's a fully fleshed out action game, with infinite possibilities with its games as a service format. Expect much more from Avengers on the years to come, as it will become one of the pillars of gaming like Destiny once was. We will be playing this for years, I'm sure. And of course, some people disagree with me. The game is being bashed by a very vocal minority, especially on the Steam forums, calling it unplayable, broken, and other stuff. But I'm gonna say right now that this game is not as bad as people are making it sound, and the mostly positive review rating on Steam says that. Because if it was so broken, I'm pretty sure it would have the overwhelmingly negative rating. Assemble right now on PC, Steam of course, Xbox One, PS4 or Google Stadia, and soon on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. And thanks for the support. Even though I'm just starting, I have received great feedback and will strive to make even better content without selling myself out. But hey Nvidia, if you want fam, I'm up for selling out anytime, you know. Just call me up. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a like and subscribe. Comment what games you want me to analyze next, and keep on avenging. I'll see you next time.